hope you guys had a great Easter break. This is Dr. Rebecca Allen back with you, and I've got PhD candidate Sarah Webb on the web because guess what? The Blast Off is back. We might be separated by continents, but we love so much that we are trying to make it work for you guys. And speaking of Easter, NASA scientists had their own little Easter egg hunt and found something pretty awesome in Kepler data. It just so happens to be an Earth-sized world in the habitable zone of its star, and it's only 300 light years away, which is way too far for us, but still something we get excited about. Should we be getting excited about it? So Sarah is an expert in the kind of stars that this little guy, Kepler-1649c, it's the most attractive name ever for Exo-Planet. Sarah is an expert in the kind of star that our little Earth-sized world is orbiting. So Sarah, what's up with this planet? Should we really be getting as excited as we are?
So it is definitely pretty awesome that it's the size of the Earth, and it receives roughly 75% of the light that the Earth does, which means that it would have liquid water, which is always good. But this star that it orbits is something called a red dwarf, and our star is certainly not one of these. Red dwarfs are very tiny. Type of star that it is prone to these things called stellar flares. And now most stars have some type of flare events happening on them. Our star has minor flares that we can see here at Earth. But red dwarfs have these flares that are incredible in power. Something so strong that if it was to have a flare, which is when the magnetic field snaps, releases all of that energy and it comes at the planet, it could almost wipe away the entire atmosphere, if this planet has one, with one burst. And now what's even more interesting is these stars can be prone to multiple bursts all through their lifetime. And so even though this planet is amazing and it seems very cool and very attractive, there's a really good chance that it's probably blasted with radiation depending on what type of stellar flares are happening around these type of stars.
Pretty cool that they were able to find this planet from data that had already been taken, because we know the blessed Kepler has already been retired, and now we're on to test the new Exo-Planet Hunter. But even with its capabilities, it still wouldn't be able to tell us definitively if one of these worlds had water, or really even anything about their atmosphere. So before we sign off, like giving people a message of hope, what would be useful to be able to see if this planet still has an atmosphere, or if its dwarf has thrown a temper tantrum and kicked it off the planet?
That's right. So Kepler and TESS, these space missions that measure light from very distant planets, they can only tell us the drop in the light. And so when a planet passes in front of the star, it will block a little bit of light, and we can measure that. And we can get a lot of useful things, so the size of the planet, how far away we think it is, but we can't get any detailed information on what the composition of that planet is. So we get it's a rocky body, and we it could have an atmosphere, but to do that, we really need really precise, detailed spectra, which is something that's quite hard to do from here on Earth. In the next decade or so in astronomy, I'm sure there's going to be some very exciting discoveries with some of the new instruments that are coming online.
There we go. We just have to wait for the Easter egg hunts of the future using those future telescopes. And by the way, guys, you should check out, we already did a Blast Off episode on looking for planets using the various Exo-Planet Hunter methods. So you can check that out if you want to learn more. We don't want this to be too long because we wanted to just tell you about this update. But Sarah's got a dog to snuggle and I've got dinner to eat. So until next time, thanks for joining the Blast Off.